for entrepreneurs and professionals alike in our society. When I talk about society, I talk about the African Caribbean society. I felt there's a need for this program at such a time as this because I can see how marginalized our society has become in terms of entrepreneurship, business setup, and other issues in our community, which has also impacted on our youth in terms of gun crime, violence, knife killings, and all that in our society. And I began to think that there's a need for us to address this issue in a proper and practical way, which I came out with entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is a very important tool to fight crime in our society because a man that is busy will not have time committing crime. And most crime, I believe, are due to frustration. So many people educated and don't get the right job, they get into crime. Even in African continents, we could see a lot of crime rates growing up in every part of Africa due to lack of entrepreneurship spirit or businesses or employment. But we can address this issue if we can begin to create businesses. And in order to create businesses, we need to educate ourselves. To start this program, I needed to educate myself. I needed to go back to university to study business management in terms of the high level. How could you take a business from the low level to become a high performing organization? So there are a lot we need to do in our community. And this program is all about educating our society, also our community, in terms of the youth, the parents, and all that, to let you know there's a lot that is possible that we can do within our reach and our capacity. So this program, Business Time Today, is a program I air every Thursday from 11 a.m. to 12 noon. It's a 30 minutes program. And this program gives our community, our organizations, businesses, church programs, and many other events and all that, or community work, whatsoever you do in our society, we can bring it to the forefront of our community through this program. Of course, the program is held at a certain time where most likely people are at work, but we also use the social media to broadcast what we have recorded in the daytime so that I can reach out to many more people. I was looking at the record with my PA yesterday, the record of how many people have reached over a short period of time. There are over 10,000 people have reached. And I feel that in our society, many of our businesses do not have a voice. They are not well promoted or advertised. So most of our businesses have become localized businesses, very great businesses. But how many people are reaching out to us because they don't know where we are? They don't even know we exist. So this is the reason why we have brought Business Time Today, to enable you, if you're an entrepreneur in our community or whatever you are doing in the society, to come onto this program at a minimal cost. Most of the program, even I've done most of them at a free cost to enable, to encourage. So, but to continue doing this program, we need to pay. So that's why we are charging minimal costs to enable people to come on the platform. For instance, if you want to come on the program, you book with our office, and we could be able to look at how we can be able to look at your program in a more professional way and showcase it in the program. If you don't want to do that, we also do advertisements. We can get our technical guys to do an advert for you, which is shown during this program. This will help to let people know what you are doing and also increase your customer reach in the long term. There's no business that can thrive without advertisements. Most businesses thrive because of advertisements. Can you compete with Coca-Cola or Pepsi or Nike or Adidas or Puma and these great organizations that have been around for a very long time, but they are still advertising? Why? Because they don't want to lose their customers, and they want to get more new customers. How much more us that are very small businesses? So I'm calling out you business owners, entrepreneurs in our community. You need to reach out to Business Time. Let's begin to look at what you're doing. And in the second thought, I've also intentionally gone out to some of our businesses, and I could see so many things that have limited our businesses from becoming high-performing organizations. Fantastic setup, but service is always bad. In the course of the last 1 month, we have visited several Nigerian restaurants and in our community, and they are always a very bad service. In fact, as a matter of fact, yesterday I was in a local Nigerian restaurant to buy some food for the office, and they forgot to give me some of my my purchase. Getting to the office, I realized that. I called them. Rather than arranging on how to send it to me, they asked me to come back to pick it up. And I couldn't afford to go back because of time. And I called them for a refund. They said there's no system to refund. They said because the management doesn't have a refund system. I said, look, this is a UK country where you have to do a refund to a customer that is not happy. And they are dragging on this to this morning. So that's some of the things we have to address in our society. The restaurant that is set up is not set up for only Africans. It's also set up for anybody that is hungry in the community to come. You restaurants, you have to begin to address some of this issue. Your restaurant shouldn't just be for a certain group of people. You can have a major target customers, but it should be open to anybody that can come in. So this you have to cater for. You have to make plans. We can't discriminate with our businesses. You understand? So it's one of the things that we'll be talking about in the next few weeks. We'll be looking at what people like in a restaurant. What will make somebody come back to patronize a restaurant. You know, these are some of the things I'll be looking at in the course of the week with my assistants. We're going out in the community and interviewing people to look at what they really want in a business. It's a time we need to improve our business. I so much believe that with our businesses, our children can thrive better. Why am I saying this? Because we're in a time where there's so much competition. There's no more secure employment. So whereby you do not have a job, what do you do? What will your children do when there's no job? This is a time we have to create something that we can leave behind for them, and they will be in control. Of course, stock market, share, invest, all various forms of investment is fantastic. But how much more are you in control? So anything you are not in control of, anything could happen. We have seen recession, we have seen many stock market crashing and all that. But you can control your business. That's why the real business owners are the ones that control the world. The business owners are in control of the business. They're in control of their stock, they're in control of their liabilities, they're in control of their customer reach, they're in control of so many things, their finances, they're in control of their profits. So this is the reason why business startup happens to be the best form of investment you can ever make. Because you are in control. Anything you are not in control, imagine you driving a car that you are not in control. Every car has a steering wheel. If you don't have a steering wheel, you are not in control. And there's a time it could crash. So you have to go and invest in things that where you have to be in control. I'm calling you out, my brothers and sisters in our African Caribbean community. It's a time that we begin to be in control of our life and our community. It's a very, very important thing. I did a research some years ago because of my studies, and I found out that many of us are not in business. The Asians have over 30% of the SMEs, that's small medium enterprise in the United Kingdom, and they are making great impacts. And that shows in their level of, in terms of being inclusive in the mainstream politics in the UK. In fact, today we have the mayor of the UK being an Asian. We have the Home Secretary being an Asian, because they are very, very active in this society. In fact, if you go anywhere in the UK, you see the Asian businesses. They run all the corner shop, they run all the supermarkets, or the petrol stations, all the dry cleaning services. So many. In fact, the African shop have been taken over by the Asians. They are selling our food. In fact, I was in Manchester a couple of weeks ago, and I met up with an entrepreneur there, one of the big African shop there, and I spoke with the young man that was running that business. In fact, as a matter of fact, when I got into the business, I thought it was owned by an Asian, because it had an Asian at the tail. So I started to speak with them that I needed to do some business with them. And after speaking, I realized that it was owned by a Nigerian, which made me so happy. So when I had a meeting with the young man, the owner of this business, he told me that he was almost paid off. That the Asians offered him so much money to release the business. And when he said no, they were angry. He told him that you are not in the business, that the business, he shouldn't be in that business. He said, how could you tell me I shouldn't be in the business that sells my food, that things that come in here are coming from Africa, from Nigeria? And you are telling me I'm not in this, I shouldn't be in this business. He said that made him to say that he must make sure that this business does not die. And he's working so hard, he's expanding. And we're giving him every support we can give him to make him bigger. So these are some of the things we're getting. There's nothing bad. We're in a free market. But we have to be very strategic in what we do in our community. We have to be very intentional with what we do. We have to make sure that we are in control of our businesses. especially the African shop is a big industry. It's a very big business. Just realizing that most of the food being manufactured or repacked are not even owned by a Nigerian or an African. It's owned by an Asian. So that is to tell you how strategic they have become. So we have to wake up to this, you know. So if you are working out there, there's nothing good, there's nothing bad about you working, but also think about you setting up businesses. You can set up businesses so we can begin to employ our youth in our community that do not have anything doing. A lot of the youth are frustrated because there's no job. Sometimes they are not well equipped, or they are not, they do not trust the system. You know, but if they begin to see us as mentors in our community and know that if we can do it, they can do it. One of the greatest things the only way to teach a man is to have a mentor, to mentor them. So we need to mentor our generation. We need to mentor the young generation coming up, that you can become an entrepreneur. I so much believe that entrepreneurship is a very big force to transform a community or a society. One of the greatest problems we have in Africa today, because we have limited entrepreneurs doing great things around the world. And most of the businesses are not well supported or guided. This is the reason why we are having no government can take control. No government can provide everything a society needs. The society itself needs to provide things they need. So I believe that if we begin to build the entrepreneurship spirit and businesses within our community, we will be able to take control of governments. Most government depend on businesses. In terms of UK, the government depends on the businesses to run, because that's where they get their funding in terms of tax and many other revenue to run the government. So they have to depend on and listen to them. So if our businesses begin to thrive, they will listen to us. We don't have a voice in this society because we don't have businesses. And those of us that have businesses are not well patronized, because many of our brothers and sisters in the community don't have the resources to patronize us. So it's a very frustrating issue that we really have to address today. You know, so I'm calling us out this morning again to say that business time today is for you out there. If you are watching me today, business time is for you. Don't think it's for them. It's for you also. You can become part of this great movement that we're doing. We also have a monthly program, which is Manny Network, which brings entrepreneurs together, the Caribbean and the African entrepreneurs in the community, so that we can relate and talk together and think about the way forward for our businesses. You could become part of that. If you log on moneygroups.com, you'll be able to become part of this also. Find a way to be part of this. It's something I'm doing. I'm passionate about doing this, because I know this will also influence our society back home. Why do I say this? We say something we call the management studies, internationalization. Most businesses take their businesses from here. For instance, you have Marks and Spencer moving to Asia, they move into other parts of the world. That is internationalization. So when a business starts moving and it begin to influence the culture of the local community where they have moved into, they influence their culture with the culture they are bringing in. So if you are a businessman, for instance, Worldwide Link, which is one of my businesses, that is my freight, my shipping business, we have been able to establish ourselves in Nigeria. So now most of our customers, most of our staff have to learn things, our value system here, which influences their way of thinking or reasoning. I have not been in Nigeria for about a year now, but the business is running very well. Why? Because they begin to gain value. But when you tell somebody, oh, you can't do business here, you can't do business there, but over time, we begin to transform their thinking pattern. So we can influence our country, our country of origin with businesses. You understand? So, and your staff don't just get salary, they also get knowledge and trainings over time. So this is a way we can impart our country of origin through business, through entrepreneurship. So we have to start up doing something that can influence our businesses. This is what I have for you today. If you are watching me, this is Manny Aholo, and I believe we can work together to build a stronger community for the future. For now, take care, and may God bless you for watching. Thank you. I'll be back again. Bye.